Hi, I'm just going to give it just a minute to see if some other people can log on with us. And then we will get started making a cool sit-upon. Okay, let's get started. So my name is Stephanie Vick. I am an outside recruitment manager for Girl Scouts Carolinas Peaks to Piedmont. We serve 40 counties in central and western North Carolina. If you're not a member of Girl Scouts yet, you can check out our website. My friend Molly is in the chat box and she'll put in some links for you. We have got virtual programs going on right now. We've got some new unplugged programs coming up where we're going to send you some Girl Scout programming right to your door. There's also camp kits that are like that too, where the activities will be sent right to you. So check out our website, and you can also check out our virtual camps at camplikeagirl.org. So today we are going to make something that is a old-time Girl Scout tradition, which is a sit-upon. So a sit-upon is something that you would take with you outside, and you can sit on it so that you're not getting wet in the grass or you're not getting muddy. So you could take this camping or to a campfire or to a picnic. So that's what we're going to make today. But the special thing about this sit-upon is that it is also a tote bag. So I'm pretty sure my mom came up with this design when I was a junior Girl Scout. And this is my original sit-upon from when I was a junior, and it is still going strong, and that was some time ago. So the sit-upon you can make today is going to last you a lifetime. So what you'll need today are an outdoor tablecloth, so a vinyl tablecloth. This one's flannel-backed vinyl, so it's kind of plasticky and it's waterproof. You will need, oops, sorry, it might have been loud. You'll need newspaper to fill it with. You'll need a webbing strap. So I got this at a craft store. It's just a 1-inch belting strapping. It comes in, this was 2 yards, but it also comes where you can just cut it and buy whatever length you want. It comes in lots of different colors. You'll need yarn, a hole punch, scissors, and a yarn needle. So that's just a big fat plastic needle that your yarn can go in. So to get started, you are going to cut your tablecloth into a big rectangle, and I'll tell you how to figure out how long to make it. So first you'll cut the width. You want it to be as wide as your newspaper, plus enough space on each side for your webbing, plus a little bit extra to punch your holes. So with this 1-inch webbing, I did 2 extra inches on each side. So that made my tablecloth, let's see, about 15.5 inches wide, but that'll just depend on what kind of newspaper you have and how big that is. Then to figure out the length, you're going to want it to be 6 times as tall as your newspaper is. So, and if it's not quite long enough, 5 times is fine too. So let's see, I don't know how long that made mine. Longer than my tape measure. So 60, that made mine about 68 inches. So 68 inches long and what did I say, 15.5 inches wide. And you don't even need a measuring tape. You can just use your newspaper to figure out how long and how wide. So once you have that, on each end, you'll put your newspaper down and then fold it over once and then twice. And then on this end, you'll do the same thing. You put it on the end, kind of in the middle, fold it over once and then twice. And it's okay if it doesn't go all the way down on that first fold because that'll be just in the middle. So you want it to meet in the middle, and then you'll fold it up. So you have two matching sides now. So you can kind of see how that's going to start making a bag. So to put our sides together, this one's a little bit loose. Let me just tighten it up a little bit. So I cannot see comments right now. So if you guys are having any questions about how to put this together, I'll hop back in the comments log afterwards and answer, because I can't see if you're leaving any right now. But it's not too hard to make, so hopefully you don't have too many questions. Okay, so fold it up, and then on each end, we're going to use our hole punch, our yarn, and our yarn needle to secure it. So I'm just going to try to punch through one layer at a time and then match it up with the other side. I don't think my hole punch will go through 6 layers, but it'll go through 3. So remember to leave space for your webbing. So if my newspaper stops here and then my webbing's an inch, then I have this edge where I can punch holes. I'm going to do them about an inch apart maybe. It doesn't have to be perfect. So I'll go all the way down. And then I'm going to line that up and poke through the bottom 3 layers. This will give you a hand workout. Okay, so I've got holes poked all along one side, and I've still got my opening there. Now I'm going to take my yarn, find an end for it. Got a knot. I'm going to put it in my yarn needle. If you don't have a yarn needle, you might be able to do this without it. It's just a little bit easier to guide your yarn through all these layers if you have a needle. So I'm going to start on the bottom, and let's see, I'm just going to cut off a big length of this. I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot on the bottom, just a double knot, and then I'm going to use, I think, a blanket stitch. And if you don't know how to do a blanket stitch, I did another video a couple weeks ago about some different embroidery stitches, so you can check that out. So I'm going to go down through the hole, and then I'm going to come up and catch this big loop that I made. Pull it all the way through. You could also do what's called a whip stitch, and that's just where you go kind of around the edge. And I think that's what I did on my old one, and then I double backed. I went whipped around and then back down, so it kind of has an X shape. So you could do that too. But this time I'm going to do a blanket stitch. So I'm going to go down through, oops, and then up through this loop. And I maybe made my yarn too long, so I'm going to get all tangled up. That's okay. See how that's, I don't know if you can see how that's attaching it there. So let me do this real quick, and then I will show you how to attach the strap. So if anybody ends up making a sit-up-on like this, I'd love to see a picture of it. You could put a picture in the comments if you make one. I'd love to see it. And I'd love to see it in action out on a camping trip or around a campfire. The great thing about the tote bag is then you can put your songbook in there if you're at a campfire. I used mine for all my Girl Scout meetings. I have my books in it. Okay, so I just have 3 stitches left, and then I will show you how to do the strap. Now, if you didn't want to do it as a tote bag, you could just do, sew all the way around. But I think the tote bag makes it a little bit extra special. Okay, so I'm going to come back up through here and then tie a knot. And cut this off so I can show you how we'll put on a strap. Okay, so in my original one, we used a sewing machine to sew the strap on there. So you can do that, but I'm going to show you how you can do it without the sewing machine today. So you've got your side all stitched up, you've got some space, and then your newspaper starts. So in that space, I'm going to poke 2 holes. I'm going to poke kind of 4 holes in a square. And then do the same thing on the other side and line them up. It's kind of tough to get all these layers under the hole punch. Oops. Ooh, that's a hand workout. Okay. Almost got it. I think there's something stuck in my hole punch, so it doesn't want to punch anymore. But so I've poked 4 holes in the square, and I'm going to put my strap sandwiched between. And then this is when your yarn is really going to come in handy.